The topic of this video is expenses, and specifically printing expense information for year-end tax purposes. Before printing the actual reports to use for tax purposes, it's always a good idea to check out the expense section to ensure that you have entered all of the necessary expenses. And you can access the expense section in Boulevard by either clicking the main toolbar button, or if you have your shortcuts set up, you can click on it from there. Or lastly, by going to the Business Tools menu and choosing Expenses. Now, new to Boulevard 2018, there has been a few changes to the expense section. The first change is that the area that you fill out to create a new expense or to edit an expense is now at the top of the form versus in previous Boulevard versions it was at the bottom. We've also added a total, so whatever information you're seeing on screen, you'll also see a quick total here. Included additional filtering options, so if you want to filter by specific date range, payee, amount, the check number filter, or category, you can choose to do so. Now, it defaults to the current month, so if you'd like to see previous months or even the entire year, you can click the button under the date range and either click in to choose a custom date or choose one of the other options. I'm going to go ahead and choose 2017, and what it's going to do is bring up all of my expenses for the year 2017, and you'll see that at the bottom it has a total. Now also to Boulevard 2018, we've changed the icons next to some of the expenses so that you can quickly see whether it was a recurring expense or if it was a split expense. To find out more information on how to set up split expense or recurring expenses, please visit our online support center. You can also print information by choosing the print button and either select preview, details by category, or summary by category. When you're finished looking at your expenses and you've ensured that all of them have been entered for the specific date range, you can then go to the reports section in Boulevard and print the tax report. I'm going to go ahead and go to the Business Tools menu, choose Reports, and under the Tax section, you'll see Summary of Expenses. Now this format is new to Boulevard 2018. What it's going to show you when you double click to open it is just like the sample preview, it's going to show categories with the amount spent or entries entered for each category for that time period. If you want to choose the previous format that was used in Boulevard that will break it down by month, if you choose it under expense section, annual expenses by month, you'll see the old format. I'm going to go ahead and open up the new format, the summary of expenses. I've double clicked and it's going to default to the previous tax year. Again, you can choose different dates by clicking on the quick dates or enter a custom date range. And once you've pulled that up, you can then go ahead and export it as a PDF so that you have access to it at any time. You can also rerun this report at any time or choose to just print it. Now, one last report that you can print for tax purposes, if your state allows it, is the non-recovered sales tax summary. The non-recovered sales tax summary is the difference between what you were charged when you purchased the product from the company versus what you collected from your customers. So if you gave a discount and charged less tax, so charging tax on the discounted amount, there's a difference between what you were charged. Boulevard's keeping track of that in the non-recovered sales tax summary report, and you can choose to print that, and then that would be entered as a line item expense on your taxes. All you have to do is double click, again choose the date range or set different date range, and then click OK. And it's going to have an itemized listing of all the non-recovered sales tax information. If you need to print out corresponding invoices for each, you can actually access that under the Business Tools menu, choosing Sales Transactions. And that's it.